Hello and welcome to Sky Sports News. I'm your host Wayne Kerr. In tonight's top story, we head over to North Lincolnshire, where it's been reported that yet another takeover bid of Scunthorpe United has fallen through. With the club in a dire need of a cash injection, many fans have been left angry at yet another setback for the club. One thing they do have in their favour though is the manager. Bood FM has performed miracles over the last few seasons, but will his luck run out soon? In a statement released by the club, Bood has claimed that if they are to take the club where they belong, they need a massive cash injection. He's so desperate for money, he's even considered shaving his pubes and selling them on eBay. Sounds interesting. If you're watching, Mr. Bood, send me a bag of your finest over as soon as you can.
Hello and welcome to episode 6, season 6 of The Impossible Dream, which is getting a little bit more impossible with the mighty Irons, Scunthorpe United. We are massively skint. Well, we're not technically skint. It's a bit confusing, but it's been hard work, I won't lie. So cheer me up, do all the good stuff, thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you're new. Just think of it this way. One little click for you is one giant leap for Bood kind. And who don't want to help a Bood? Hashtag help a Bood. Because I need help. We all need help at this club. Yeah, shall we get into it? I think that's enough, innit? Let's start. And we shall start here, my friend, on the finances page. It's the 1st of September. So, of course, I've played a little bit of the season, but I was just trying to get some deals pushed through to the end. And this is where I've decided to save and start. Great place to start, innit, eh? Are you chilled? Are you relaxed? Good. Because I wasn't relaxed and I wasn't chilled. It was a bit frustrating. So, I've sold a couple of players. I'll show you them in a minute. 2 of them were minimum fees. One of them had Leeds and Watford coming for him, and luckily I couldn't turn the offer down, obviously, but they both offered to loan this player back, so we've managed to sell a player for a good amount, and then he's come back on loan for a season. But I had no transfer budget. I got my wage budget down to 44 grand, and I just kept asking, can you increase the transfer budget? Can you increase the wage budget? Can you do something, please, Mr. Chairman, who won't leave? And just as a flat no. No matter who was sold, I couldn't do anything. Now, there were some players out there who were brilliant, couldn't bring them in. Compensation fees, I couldn't do a compensation fee. Even though we've got the healthiest bank balance ever, they will not release any of that into anything. So I've had to kind of not break a rule. I wanted to avoid loans, but I had to go down the loan route for players who I could get, and there's loads I could have got. But I had to go for ones where they didn't want a monthly fee, where I was only paying a certain amount of wages. And I've got some good ones. I've got a really good one, to be fair. So it's okay. But at one point, I had a 17-man squad. It went back to 18 when we got the player loan back to us. And then luckily, I've managed to get us to that minimum of 22, because you can only have a 22-man squad in this league, unless you use youth players. And all our youth players are shit. So here we are. Yes, I brought in some players on loan, of course. Tom Holden, as you can see, I've highlighted him, had his minimum fee matched. He chose Leeds over Watford. They loaned him back to us. You can see right there. So we've got Tom Holden back. Nico Riley, minimum fee to Oxford. Kevin Jones, a young prospect. That bid came in and I just thought, he's all right. I need the money. We need to bring the money in. I've sold my young prospect right back. I need the money. We need the money. And then a few others for little bits and bats here and there. I took less for some of them. But every single loan we've brought in, I've got some good ones, to be fair. I'm going to show you. Tom Holden, I'll show you, even though he's been here years. I mean, he's all right. Look how much he's worth now. Anyway, Jamie Malone from Man City. Young defender, I think he can cover. He's decent. Only 17. He's not in the under 21s. I think he was in their under 18s. We've got Joe Fox on loan, who looks really good, to be fair. Another defender. I think he can cover. Lyle Reynolds, I think, looks amazing from Brentford in their under 21s. How is he not playing for him? Maybe it's his strength. I don't know. Maybe he will do in a year or two. He's got... How much promise has he got? Determination, flair and techers. Like next level for us. So I had big hopes for this kid. I was pretty happy with that one. And then we've got Mikel Idrizi from Millwall. It's getting a bit desperate. It was the best I could get. So I don't have to pay any monthly fees. We're just paying percentages of the wages. Now this is a squad. We put it onto contract. So what I did with a little bit of extra money I'd saved is give some of my bigger players extensions. Some of the good ones who didn't want to leave, the contract would have come to an end in the summer of 2029. So I've been able to extend a few of those. So we've secured at least the core of the squad. But we need a takeover. We need investment. There's been no investment. We can't keep going like this. I mean, we did really well last year. I mean, we finished 8th, which is pretty good, with 74 points. I was really happy with that. We had a big bad patch, and I'd say this season's going to be similar, where we're good and then we'd absolutely crap and then we're good. Yeah, it's been challenging. I like playing it though. I love playing it. It's fun. Sometimes I don't know what my team's going to do. I like this challenge. You can't fly up through the leagues all the time. But can we do it this year? Can we at least creep into the playoffs? I was hoping so, because the bookies put me in 4th. Now, we weren't there, but I don't know if Reynolds helped when we brought Reynolds in, because I think he looks really good, to be fair. Of course, we've got Mubama up top. Dan, one of my subscribers, love Dan, commented that, any striker in your system scores goals. Yeah, you could argue that, Dan, and anyone else out there. But Mubama is a god. Like I said to Dan, right? It's like Gary Hooper, Billy Sharp, Ian Botham and Chris Kamara had the DNA mixed and created the beast that is Mubama. So anyway, 4th, I was like, shit, right, that's a bit of pressure. I don't think we can get 4th. And of course, we're in a million competitions, aren't we? Papa John's and the cups. We need a good cup run because we need some cash. Now then, here we are on the general page. And if you take a look that way, somewhere, it'd be over there, written out for you, right? It says we're in the process of a board takeover. The rumours continued. There's another one later on I might jump in for. I think, off memory, I know for a fact, one of them, they're both consortiums. One was a fan consortium, doesn't happen. And the next is a business consortium. Doesn't happen. 2 more of them. And I can't lie, I'm getting a little bit bored of it, right? Either take over or not. This whole dragging it out, which feels like it's been for 2 seasons now. Oh, might sell. We're not going to sell. Oh, thinking about it. Now I love the club. Oh, yeah, maybe. No, I'm enjoying life at the club. Well, God, please. No offense to the guy in real life. He's helped him. But in this game, we need money, because it seems like it's getting worse every year. And I don't know how far I can keep going. We're going to end up with like 12 players with the rest on loan. Do you know what I mean? And I'll need a fluke season to get us up, and maybe getting us up and get us taken over properly. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'd rather it just stop doing it. Unless there's a concrete one, the game says, right, you're getting took over, there you go, done. Just bore off with the rest of it, please. This still helps. I've done nothing to it, but we're still all right with the staff, especially the coaching team. It does push you on, so can it get us to 4th? Maybe. Now, of course, I've played 4 games and we're not 4th. We're nowhere near 4th. We're 13th. Yeah, 13th. Lucky number for me and my dad. It was my dad's number for his basketball team, and it was my number for my basketball team. Like my father always said, it's not an unlucky number, really, if you do the history on it. It's unlucky for your opponent. It's not lucky for us right now. We're 13th. I've won 1, drawn 2, lost 1 at this stage. First game was against Oxford. How did Oxford nick one of my players? Anyway, who cares? Drury Burton, Bradford, we got battered by, and then we beat Notts County. So, again, as always, long. But again, I was quite lucky this week. I had bank holiday Monday to get stuck right into it. Got a good chunk out of the way that day, to be fair. And then I've just been trickling away over the last couple of days. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Frustrating though, isn't it? I'm not asking for a tycoon takeover. Just a couple of million. 10 maybe. 10. Upgrade the facilities a bit. I'm happy getting players for nothing, because there's good players out there. Can't give them the wages or the compensation fees. I just need a little help, man. Just a little help, please, FM gods. Let's just give a quick shout out to some of the main boys who are still here and okay. We've still got Ben Lyons, who can still score a goal. I mean, this is the quality we've got, but they're good. I like him. Lewis Miley, I think he's a good all-round player. Cheeky little chappy, look at his face. Oh, Finn back. He signed a new 1-year deal. He was getting interest, to be fair. He had a 1 year. He was going to finish at 2029. Obviously, Will Salgado, I think, is a great player. I like him a lot. He had a lot of interest from American teams. We've still got Tom Wilson-Brown. And, of course, the man, the divine, Mubama. Love it. Love him. Love his hair. It reminds me of my old friend, Martin Stewart from school, who is now completely bald, and a headmaster. And I just remember him looking like that at school, smoking spliffs. Crazy how life turns out. Well then, here we are, 1st of Jan, and the bookies may be right, because at this point, we're in 4th. Check us out, and just got to say, the heavens have opened here. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't think my mic will pick it up. But it's not just raining, it's like a rainforest out there. It's like absolutely bouncing off the window. Anyway, I don't have to go out yet. 4th, which is alright at this stage, isn't it? I'm happy. I can't complain. Which is mad, really, when you look at the results. You know, if you just showed me the results and nothing else, just that bit, I'd be like, you are? You're top 4? Yeah, okay. But we are. So, you know, it's been a bit sketchy. I'm not going to, I mean, look at the results if you want. I'm not going to pick any out. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've started to pick up a bit of form. But my youth players, I can't rely on them. They're not that good. I'm lucky if I've got a 3-star down there. Forget them days when they won the youth league. They're nowhere near that anymore. And then I've only got 22. You can only pick a 22. And obviously you can have youngsters in there and all to stretch it out. But, you know, I was happy. But then I've also know this team, they can go right off the boil. And so's the money. It's leaving. It's absolutely leaving. I mean, my wage budget's still 51 grand. I'd saw it on my contracts at the start of the season. Not spending anything, won't be spending anything. Nobody new comes in. I mean, every single one of my loanees, parent clubs are moaning at me because these guys are flexible. And part of them deals, they say, we want to play in that position. And I'm like, yeah, you will. But on Tuesday, you might play over there. So I think all them clubs are going to fall out with me. They're all moaning. But tough shit. So, yeah, it's a right battle. It is a battle. But, you know, you got to love this game. You got to love a challenge now and again. But we're 4th. Here we go with the average ratings. Jamie McDonnell is my best player. I don't think I showed you him earlier. Good solid lad. Determined lad. I've got an idea actually for a new series. I know what I'm doing after this. I don't know how many I'll make. I don't know if anyone will like it. It's in a country I've never played in Europe. With the team, I didn't realise their history, but it's so fascinating. And I'm not going to tell you anything else, but the rules and stipulations for that series when it starts, I want to build a team where the players have at least 14, 15 minimum of determination, teamwork and strength. I want a strong, determined, hard-working team, no matter what. So I'm going to try and do that with that series. But that's potentially we're off into the future, but I'm very excited about it. But yeah, squad-wise, we're doing all right. Let's have a look at the goals. Keep pressing it too many times. And guess whose top goal scorer is? No-brainer, isn't it, eh? Mr. Mubama himself. Let's run through those cups. It's now April, and we were straight out the Carabao Cup against Preston, who are in League One as well. So I had a bit of hopes we could do something against a team in the same division, but we didn't. We got battered properly. The FA Cup. We've had some good runs in this FA Cup, haven't we? I think we have. Bristol Rovers, close one. We annihilated Colchester, which is always fun. Drew with Lincoln, 3-3, and then it was 2-2. Luckily, we got them on penalties, and then we got Man City at home. Could have done with an away one there, although they don't have many fans. You know, a bit of extra money, don't you, if you're away against a larger team. I'm not saying big. But yeah, Haaland and co. put on a show. So 4-0 is quite respectable when you think of their budget and my budget. But I get 4th round in the FA Cup. I mean, let's just go back. Last year, 4th round till we got to Spurs. Year before, 3rd round. Year before that, 4th round. Yeah. So my first year was the worst. No, we got to 2nd round. Was it more years? How many years have we been? Do you know what? I'm pretty proud of that. Last few years, that 4 years on the bounce, got to the 3rd round and the 4th round a couple of times. That's good, isn't it? It's good. Because when you think on the 1st of September I had 1.6 million, I've now got 500,000 in the red. I've got no transfer budget. Wages is going to be screwed. We're screwed. I mean, when them loan guys leave, that might just edge it over a little bit, but then I've got again the same problem next summer. Guys are going to be coming to the end of the contracts in 2030, and there's still no takeover. At all. None. At all. The bastard is enjoying life at the club. Why? Why are you enjoying life at the club, mate? You don't do nothing. You do nothing. Bugger off. A bloody Man City, every single level, just want to spoil the Irons party, don't they? But, you know, got to a quarter-final. I think the furthest we've got is a semi before now. We get beat by Spurs under 21s. remember. Play a lot of this. But yeah, we got through the group really well. Really proud. And annoyingly, look, we beat Man City. And then, yeah, I mean, it's penalties. It was a 0-0, and that's a lottery. The only guy to score his penalty was the god himself, the divine Mubama. But yeah, got it, because this would have been nice, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to get a cup final or something. Have a bit of joy, have a bit of fun, trip to Wembley. But no, because we are 7th. And we're not in the playoffs. Again, no. So yeah, another season in League One next year. Another season when we nearly men, fighting tooth and nail, trying to put squads together and trying to compete. I mean, we lost 16. Last year we got 74 points. But I finished 8th. This year, if I'd have got 74 points, we'd have been in the playoffs. It's mad, isn't it, how this game works sometimes, but it is what it is. So yeah, and what else is weird is it's down to the last game, and it's just a game, but we'll have fun with it, hopefully. Don't know if you remember, last year was the same. Was it Port Vale we played, who were at the bottom? Colchester at the bottom this time. And it's Colchester we're playing at Glanford Park. How weird's that? So hopefully we can batter them at least and have some fun. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. After a brief little stint of goodness where we beat Preston, and we went on a massive run of crapness apart from where we played Crawley and beat them 3-1. But then again, recently towards the end, they've started to get back together. A few injuries, a few bit of fitness, started to get a better team together, and we started to play some good football, but it was too little too late, really. And here we are now at home against Colchester in a meaningless game. And hopefully we can win, score lots of goals, have some fun. And here's the squad, and Lyle Reynolds looks great on paper, don't it? And he has been fantastic for me. Look at him. Absolutely brilliant. There's no way we're getting any of them back next year, I don't think. But it is what it is. We'll deal with that when we get to it. There'll be someone else out there, hopefully. I'd like to bring my own players in, but if the finances don't improve and they don't invest or sell, that's not going to happen. And I'm like a broken record this episode. I know. I'm like a whinging old woman. I know. But it's just a little bit frustrating. And the game needs to kick into gear. Give us a boost. Anyway, enough of that. Right. So here we are. Look, goals-wise, I pressed that too many times again. Mubama's the best. He's awesome. Ben Lyons, great player. Salgado, Lewis Miley. You know, when they're on form at this level, they're good. They can be good. But when we get a few injuries, we can go on a bad run and just can't get ourselves out of it. Just fighting and fighting, but then it happens. I will be honest though, because that run's been so good. Recently, I didn't save it. I just closed the laptop and thought, I'll save that for tomorrow when I start filming. I don't want to jinx it. You know how it works sometimes. Welcome to sunny, scunny Glanford Park for a battle, a titanic battle against two of the country's biggest clubs, Scunthorpe United and Colchester. Have you seen who Colchester's manager is? Jimmy Floyd! And Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, what a player he was. If you're too young, he was class. But here we go. Can we batter bottom of the league? Well, the game has kicked off, and I have been tweaking my graphics card, working out certain issues with it. It's a very good graphics card, and I've had no issues up until recently, but you do updates on them, don't you? Took it off, put it back on. I've gone into it, watched a few videos, done a little tweak here and there, and from testing, when I've played a few games, it's been fine, but then it looked a little looked like that. What? Yeah, no, it's doing it. It's doing it. Yeah. I thought I'd got it boxed off. So frustrating. But anyway, here we go. Leons. Now, I didn't get a chance to say, but Mubama is hooked. He's knackered. My assistant, brilliant. We're going out of 10. No. Didn't even want him on the bench, but I've put him on the bench. I don't care if he's got one leg. One of Mubama's legs is worth 5 of Ronaldo's to me. So, we'll see. He might get minutes. We'll have a look into that. I don't know. But come on, boys. Here's Foxy. To Bogard. To Holden, who will be going to Leeds in the summer. Worth 16 million just because he's jumped to... He's not worth 16 million quid. I get $500,000 from him. Where's the justice in that? Hey, there's none, is there? I want mine 16 million. Right, come on, Mr. Back. To McDonald, one of my best players. Back to little Finn Back. Oh, you! Do you want a lad's holiday update? We've booked one. There's a lot of to-ing and fro-ing, a lot of bargaining. People wanted certain things. Some wanted to go Canary Islands, some wanted to go other places. it was getting hard. Some wanted all-inclusive, some didn't. We managed to negotiate and make everybody happy. All I wanted, really, was a 4-star hotel and all-inclusive. I'm happy to pay the premium. Even if I don't use it, if we go out one day for tea, I'm happy. I just liked the security of knowing that I've got food there when I want it and beer there when I want it. Everything else I was happy to deal with. So we're going Benidorm, which I've never been. Mates have been. Looks like a great night out. It looks more like there's going to be fun for our age group. It's not like we're going to go to Magaluf with a load of kids and look like a gang of nonces. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of everything. We're in a fantastic hotel. I'm all inclusive. 5 minutes away from the main strip, but you know, we're a bit old and some of us will go on little walks in the day. I want to go to the old town. It's a beautiful beach. The weather should still be good. Unlike this game with the freaking skippage. Oh, honestly, I tested it. I thought I'd sorted it. It's getting on my tits, you know what I mean? Don't know why it's doing it, but I need to experiment a little bit more because my graphics cards are nuts and this game should be able to handle it. It should be able to handle it. So don't get what's going on. I might have tweaked something too much, but anyway, it's half time. It's 0-0. It's a bit shit. Although we're dominating, aren't we? We need to score. This is where you miss the divine Umbama. So yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. And the thing is, I'm actually going to France for 10 days in the summer with my family. And I keep forgetting that I am. Oh, go on, Holden. Oh! Because I can't stop thinking about my 4 nights in Benidorm now. Watching videos on TikTok. YouTube. I mean, they do. I don't want to get this video in trouble. When you say certain words, you can get in trouble. I know I dropped the odd swear word. I've tried to rein that in. But there's a live Star Wars show, right? Which doesn't look very erotic. It's like comedy. There's a bit where a guy's dressed like Darth Vader on a Segway and he's got Princess Leia over his shoulders and he's like laughing, doing it, and it just looks funny. And 3 of us are like, man, we're going there. One of us, I won't name any names, very prudish. Who knew? Too old for that. I'm not going watching that. Like, you can go across the road, mate. Have a pint. I'm going watching Darth Vader munch on freaking Princess Leia. Although that is a bit weird when you think of the relationship in the film. It's father-daughter. I'm not thinking of that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think Sticky Vicky's there, or I should call something else. Something like Barbara Summit. Barbara Boobtastic or something. I don't know. You've got to do it. Why not? If it's there, you know, when in Rome, you do what they do, don't you? So we'll see. Away! 1-0 to the Iron. Right then, I've made 3 changes. We've got Balzaghi and Edwards on the wings, and I've took Fox off for Wilson Brown, who was on a yellow card. Don't want to go down to 10 men. I want a second goal. And even though Umbama's only got 1 leg, I would like to bring him on at some point. Oh, go on. Oh, you donkey. Yeah, as always, thank you for supporting the series. Thank you very much. I know we're languishing in League One for a couple of years, and it's going to be a 3rd season in League One, but you know, we're all in it together, in it. And if we get any glory, we can share that together, hopefully one day. 5 minutes to go, and I brought on the Divine Umbama and Mikel Idedarizi. Why not? Use all my subs up. There you go. It wasn't an annihilation. It should have been. Let's be honest. Look at the shots we've had. But it's a victory nonetheless. A 1-0 victory against a team that's already relegated at the bottom of the league. But not a bad season. Did better than I thought we were going to do. At one point, I was really worried when you've got 17 players, and 18, and one of them's been loaned back to you. Thinking, how am I going to do this? But we managed to get some loans in. And that might be the future of this club if we don't get what we need. 4 points less than last year, but a spot higher. And that's what matters. The league are in that season. Hopefully, in my opinion. So yeah, only 3 points off. And you look at some of the bad runs we had, especially the one big one, again, like we had last year. At a similar time to last year as well. Just think when you're hitting the wall a bit. But I've still got my players for another season at least. If we can get similar loans in, maybe, or from investment in, and just maybe I need to concentrate a bit more in some games, put a bit more effort in, maybe take a little bit more time in certain areas, and I can just get us that few extra points that pushes into the playoffs at least. That would be quality. But for now, we're still here. But again, when you think of what we are and our budget, it's It's not bad. I mean, let's just check this out. Some of them's close, but some people have got way more than we have. Coventry, who won the league, are spending 11.5 million a season. We'll just look at the teams above us. Got Luton 7.5 million, Peterborough 4.2, fair enough. Preston 14.5 million, Wrexham 6.5 million, Burton 6.5 million, Portsmouth 10 million, Charlton 9 million, nearly 9.5 million, Blackpool 6.3 million, Scunny 2.72. So pretty proud of that. Carlisle 3.2, so maybe, but we're pretty shit when it comes to our money, as we all know. So I've just holidayed to the 1st of June because I had jobs to do and a little time. The wife's given me a list. I had to put the shopping away. I had to put the clothes away, empty the freaking washing machine, hang them out. Rock and roll lifestyle, me, man, tell you. Anyway, so we've had a solidarity payment of about 700 grand, which has helped us out a little bit. No investment at all. And no transfer budget, minus transfer budget, which is always fun. And I got 2 grand to spend in those wages, but obviously that'll go down a bit because the loan guys are still here, but not too much. The dude is still enjoying life at the club, but you never know, this summer might be the summer. So the mighty Manchester United, who've gone a bit shit in real life, the under-21s won the Papa Johns against Charlton. Man City won the Carabao against Chelsea, but Chelsea won the FA Cup against Man United. Luton Town won the playoffs and they were 3rd. It's happening quite a lot, that, isn't it? I like it when a lower team just creeps into playoffs wins sometimes. I know I always say it's fairer, but it's a bit more dramatic, isn't it? But no. Luton are going up with Carlisle and Peterborough, and as you know, Colchester are going down. So Chesterfield, Bradford City and Oxford. Who's coming up to play us? Well, Walsall Swindon, where the Greenos from, the famous Garino, Kidderminster and Tranmere. And Greenos' other favourite team have been promoted from the Championship. Burnley, loves Burnley, does Greeno. Like I said, if you've got a spare scarf knocking around or a cup, send it me, I'll send it him. But who's coming down to play us? MK Dons, Barnsley and Birmingham. But one little glimmer of hope is the Divine Mubama, who has 2 years left on his deal, thankfully. No interest at the minute. He had a bit of interest last year. We need this man because you're going to get a ton of goals from him, and hopefully he can keep pushing and pushing. But like I said, we don't know what's going to happen here. If it stays this way, again, it's more bargaining and hopefully a little bit of luck, and we can just creep into them playoffs next year, because I can't see us winning this league in the state we're in. But you never know with this game. Sometimes it's absolutely bonkers, isn't it? So we'll see. And I'm looking forward to it because I'm off all weekend. So I'm hoping episode 7, I've tried to plan ahead and work out my times, should be out on the Sunday after this gets released. I'm pretty sure I can do that, honestly. So there we go, another season, another episode of The Impossible Dream, and it is starting to feel a little bit impossible, but it's still fun nonetheless. Again, I don't know where I'm going with this series. We'll see how it goes. I'd love to take them on, but I'm definitely going to do another one. We're definitely going to plug away for a little bit more. But as always, thank you for your view. It's the most important thing. But if you're feeling slightly generous, hit the thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe if you're new, and all hit that bell, because then you'll never miss another episode, especially episode 7, and you don't want to do that. Who wants to miss another mediocre, nearly make it season in League One? I won't want to. I'd be devastated if I missed it, so I know you're not going to miss it. I trust you. Brother from another. So yeah, you have a good one. Next time I see you, the weekend will be nearly over, so I hope you have a good weekend too. Stay happy, stay safe. I love you long time. Bye.